You don't feel it at first, that tightening in your chest, that quiet panic when nothing seems to move unless you push it. You tell yourself you're being disciplined, ambitious, responsible, but deep down, there's another truth you don't like to look at. You re-exhausted from trying to control a world that was never meant to obey force. And the strangest part is this: the harder you try to fix your life, the more it slips through your fingers. This isn't laziness, this isn't giving up, and it definitely isn't spiritual bypassing. This is something far more uncomfortable, because what if the problem isn't that you're doing too little, but that you're doing too much from the wrong place? Most people live as if life is a locked door that only opens through pressure. Push harder, try longer, think faster, optimize everything. From childhood, we're conditioned to believe effort equals worth. If something isn't working, it must mean you haven't suffered enough yet. But the ancient philosophers didn't see reality this way. The Taoists spoke of Wu Wei, action through non-forcing, not inaction, but alignment. Movement that doesn't fight the current. Plato hinted at this when he warned that the soul loses clarity when dragged by compulsion rather than truth. And centuries later, Nietzsche would write that the most powerful spirit is not the one that strains, but the one that dances. Yet here you are, gripping your life with white knuckles, wondering why nothing flows. Think about the moments in your life when things actually worked, not when you forced them, but when they arrived unexpectedly. Conversation that changed everything, an opportunity that appeared when you stopped searching, a realization that came in silence, not struggle. Those moments weren't earned through tension. They emerged through readiness. This is where Neville Goddard's most misunderstood idea enters the picture. Do nothing, he said, not because action is meaningless, but because assumption precedes effort. To don't get what you chase. You get what you quietly agree is already yours. And that idea terrifies people, because if that's true, then effort isn't the source of power. Consciousness is psychology. Backs this up in ways we rarely talk about. The more you obsess over an outcome, the more your nervous system enters a state of threat. Your perception narrows, your creativity collapses. Your intuition shuts down. You start reacting instead of responding. This is why desperate effort rarely works. You aren't aligned. Your clenched Machiavelli once observed that fortune favors those who move with her, not against her. Force creates resistance. Alignment creates inevitability, but alignment requires something most people avoid at all costs: stillness. Stillness feels like danger when your identity is built on struggle. If you stop trying, who are you? If you let go, what happens to control? If you pause, what rises to the surface? This is why people stay busy, not because they're productive, but because silence exposes them. Bonhoeffer warned that constant activity is often a form of spiritual anesthesia, a way to avoid facing the self. So when someone tells you to do nothing, your mind hears collapse, failure, loss, but in reality, it's an invitation to stop interfering with what's already unfolding. Imagine a lake when the water is stirred. You can't see the bottom. You assume it's murky, broken, but the moment you stop disturbing it, clarity returns on its own. Your life works the same way. You're overthinking, forcing, and chasing aren't progress. They're turbulence. And here's the uncomfortable truth no one likes to admit. Sometimes The most powerful move is restraint, not because effort is wrong, but because timing is everything. This doesn't mean you stop showing up. It means you stop strangling outcomes. It means you act from inner certainty instead of fear, from trust instead of panic, from presence instead of compulsion. The paradox is cruel but precise. The more you try to make life align, the more it resists. The moment you release the need to control, alignment begins looking for you. So tonight or tomorrow, or the next time you feel that familiar pressure rising, don't ask, "What should I do next?" Ask something far more dangerous. What am I afraid will happen if I stop forcing this? Sit with that answer, because when you stop trying to bend reality, you finally notice that it's been trying to meet you halfway all along, and maybe, just maybe, everything you've been chasing has been waiting for you to loosen your grip, not to quit, but to let life move first.